Shah. Jay will be reflecting on his memories with Nooch in his speech entitled Sergeant at Arms. Please welcome Toastmaster Jay Shah.
It's Sunday, September 26th. I'm at a breakfast diner in St. Petersburg. I'd gone there for the weekend, or rather just for about 24 hours with a bunch of friends. We went to the beach, and then we went drinking and partying. We stayed up pretty late. And that night I danced. I danced like I'd never danced before. I was hitting tennis shots on the dance floor, looking all goofy, but I was just being myself. I was so happy. And I was on a Zoom call on Sunday morning, September 26th, with my whole extended family. We have this ancestral property that's selling, meeting the buyers. The internet connection is bad. I can barely see or hear who or what I'm talking to, or what I'm listening to. And as the call is cutting in and out, I get a text message from Carson Schaefer. Misspelled in my phone, Schaeff. I misspelled his name years ago. I never changed it. Which died last. And I'm like, that's strange. Wow, he was old. What do you mean he's actually dead? Coming back, not like you died, Carson, where you came back, right? Carson, like, you don't know how he died. He came back with his heart. And I don't know how to explain how it hit me, but it hit me slowly. And I finished this call with my family, and I called Carson immediately. I thought, fuck the family. Let me just call my family, Carson now. And I didn't though. I called him, and he just explained to me in 2 or 3 minutes he died of a heart attack. And I just spoken to him 2 days prior. I needed water at the end of the meeting because I stayed afterwards. Me and Carson and Steve were playing some guitar, we were talking. And I'm like, hey, is there any water around? Carson's like, oh yeah, Nooch has got some in his cooler. He's like, you might be able to catch him. So I go outside, his blue Hummer is there. I'm like, hey Nooch, you got some water? He's like, yeah, it's in the cooler. So I go and I get water. I'm like, you want help putting this stuff in your Hummer? He's like, no, I'm good. Chemist Pats? No, not today. No reaction on his face. There never was a reaction on his face. He was always okay whether you came as fast or not. He was okay with whether you agreed with him or not. He had this gentleness in him that permeated his soul. And that's the reason why we love him for his wagging or waggish or waggy ways. Because he had that humility and that beauty within him. And that's the reason why it saddens us also. I don't know him as well as a lot of the senior members here. I've known him for 5 years. I've never been to his house. I've never talked to him on the phone. But his death has really affected me. And as soon as it happened, hours later, I texted Blake. I'm like, hey, who's speaker for? I want to get this spot. I want to give a speech about Nooch. Something called me. Something pulled me to do it. And I just must say that I've seen so much death at this point. And when I met all of you, I met you, Garrett and Catherine, on day 1, October 2016. Roy, when I met you all, I hadn't seen much death. I'd never seen a dead body. I mean, I'd seen one. But then my father died, then my mother died, then my uncle died, now Nooch just died. And I've been to funeral after funeral after funeral. They say that as you get older, you go to weddings and funerals. That's the 2 occasions you wear suits like this for. And as you get older, you're lucky if you see more weddings and funerals. I'm seeing more funerals than weddings. And I just have to say, I've had so many nice memories with Nooch. We had a Winter Park boat tour in 2018. I don't know who was on that. Roy, were you there?
Yeah.
Lee, Kim, Dan, Catherine, Amy, Jordan. And I was on a boat with Lonnie, Shayla, and in the back was Nooch just sitting there. And this is, I was in a Bon Jovi those days, and we were playing karaoke, and I started singing. Right? And Nooch talks to me the next day. He's like, you started singing. Oh, I don't want to hear it. You're actually all right. Just that voice, that don't know how to describe that voice, that like whittling voice, that whittling like squeaky voice. It's him, it's his character. And I've known in deeper ways, like a lot of ways that I've judged people in my life by my own standards, by the way that I do things, are simply wrong. Like my mom, I judged her a lot. Loved her, judged her. And now that she's dead, I see that there's so much wrong. More wrong with what I've judged than with what's been out there in the world. And I wrote a song for my mom, which came instantaneously, 2 or 3 months after she died. It's about the departed going into heaven. It's called You Left Me, and I'd like to perform it for you all now. This time, it's dedicated to Nooch. Your flowers wilted as the angels cried, their tears spilled as you slowly died. Your soul keeps roaming as I look to the sky, wondering just why, oh why you left me. I'll follow you wherever you go. How I found you once I don't know. My soul keeps hoping that I'll meet you again. Been all alone since the moment when you left me. You're far away in a blessed land. You passed there smoothly as I held your hand. You hear the cherubs laughing as you give them a smile. I'm down and crying and have been for a while, but you are free. Nooch, John Nucitelli, I hope you are free. I love you. Okay.